Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse. Today, Monday, January 29th. It's a rainy Monday, but we're going in. There's a sentencing in the SDNY today of one of the sort of Venezuela-adjacent drug cases, Orense. We've covered it closely, and today the man is being sentenced by Vernon Broderick. Now, Vernon Broderick is the Part 1 judge, and he, late last week, reportedly signed a TRO against the removal of Imran Ahmed on the U.S. Countering censorship situation. Now, there's really very little in the docket. In fact, as we reported in our last vlog, it wasn't the TRO signing wasn't in the order, but apparently his lawyer, I think Roberto Kaplan, sent it to some media, and so it was reported. Now, supposedly this was going to be followed by a hearing today. Well, we'll see. If it's in front of Judge Broderick, we'll cover it, because we're going to be covering his sentencing today. There's been some, in financial news, we had PayPal, if you've heard of them. They're trying to get into the banking world, but they're trying to do it through kind of a loophole. The loophole being the Utah banking system. Various people have tried it. As somebody asked me over the break, and I said Rakuten tried to do it. They couldn't make it. We opposed it. Fair Finance Watch did. And so they tried it through Nakua. Now, there's another financial one. We're going heavy on finance here because the courts are a little bit slow these days. Bank of America. Bank of America seems to have an in, at least until now, with CBS. They're constantly on their Sunday show in the position of sort of pontificating about the economy as a whole, as if they weren't a private company with their own private interests. But Ryan Moynihan was on, but he was not asked about the SDNY case about enabling Jeffrey Epstein, nor was he asked about closing of branches opposed to the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. Now, someone pointed out that they lost, to Inner City Press, that Bank of America lost or gave up, it's a little unclear, its contract with the U.S. military community bank to run those branches, and it was given over to Navy Federal Credit Union. There was a controversy at the time of whether Nakua, the National Credit Union Association, the ostensible regulator of credit unions, could insure those deposits. And here's the connection back to Rakuten. They then tried to get into the banking system through a credit union. Didn't pan out. Didn't happen. Okay, now the UN, we've been going strong. That's been what we've been sort of using this break to do. We have a series. As the race, such as it is, to succeed Antonio Guterres as Secretary General heats up, we've turned back the clock to when Guterres, saying that it should be a woman, or many people were saying it, stole the election. We've used that word, stole, because there was no disclosure of who paid for his travel, his campaigning, and we're basically going to turn it into a book about his tenure. It's going to be, it's something. We're putting it up in pieces. You can find it on Inner City Press and on Substack and on X for subscribers, but it's a project that needs to be done. It's not just a comprehensive look at Antonio Guterres' tenure, but it's also a look at how can the UN be saved? If they have an election as bad as the last one this time, it's over. It's over. So, although we're banned from entering, at least as for now, we're going to do our bit for UN reform and for globalism generally by trying to point out just how corrupt the current Secretary General, last election, and administration are. Okay, here is the court. We'll also be doing a little bit of 100 Center Street action, but that, watch this feed. To be continued.